I told my wife that if I waited for her to make memories with our son, we wouldn't have any. My wife Sarah has been obsessed with work for the past 2 years. She's trying to make partner at her law firm and basically lives at the office. I get it, I really do. But our 7-year-old son Jake has been asking me every single day when mommy's going to play with him again. Last month was Jake's school carnival. He'd been talking about it for weeks, practicing ring toss in our backyard and saving his allowance for games. Sarah promised she'd be there after her morning meeting. The carnival started at noon. By 2 p.m., Jake kept asking where mommy was. By 4 p.m., he stopped asking and just looked sad every time he won a prize because she wasn't there to see it. Sarah finally showed up at 5:30 p.m. right as they were cleaning up. Jake ran to her with his handful of tickets he'd been saving to play games with her, but everything was already closed. She felt terrible and promised to make it up to him. She said they'd have a special movie night that weekend. Saturday came and her phone rang during dinner. Another work emergency. She spent 3 hours on a conference call while Jake fell asleep on the couch waiting for her. This became the pattern. Sarah would make plans with Jake, something would come up at work, and I'd be left explaining to a disappointed kid why mommy couldn't keep her promise again. The breaking point was last Tuesday. Jake's class was doing a show and tell about family traditions. He wanted to talk about how we make pancakes every Sunday morning, except we haven't done that in months because Sarah works most weekends now. Jake came home from school quiet and went straight to his room. When I checked on him, he was drawing a picture of our family. It was me and him at a playground. Sarah wasn't in the picture. I asked him why mommy wasn't there. He shrugged and said she's always at work anyway. That broke my heart. My 7-year-old had basically given up on including his mom in his life because she was never around. That night I told Sarah we needed to talk. I explained how Jake was feeling left out and that her work was taking over everything. She got defensive and said she was working hard for our family's future. I told her Jake doesn't care about our future financial security. He cares about whether his mom shows up to his baseball games or reads him bedtime stories. She said she'd try to do better, but then her phone rang again. Another client crisis. She took the call. That's when I made my decision. If Sarah wasn't going to make time for Jake, I wasn't going to wait around hoping she'd change. The next morning I called in sick to work and picked Jake up early from school. I told him we were going on a daddy-son adventure. His face lit up like Christmas morning. We went to the amusement park an hour away. Jake had been begging to go for months, but Sarah kept saying we'd do it when things slowed down at work. Well, I was tired of waiting for that mythical slow period. We rode every single ride twice. Jake screamed with joy on the roller coaster and made me buy him cotton candy even though it was close to dinner time. We played arcade games until we ran out of quarters. On the drive home, Jake said it was the best day ever. Then he asked if mommy would be jealous that we had so much fun without her. I told him mommy wants us to be happy, even when she can't be there. That evening, Sarah came home to find Jake showing her all the pictures we took. She looked through them with this weird expression on her face. Later, she pulled me aside and asked why I didn't invite her. I told her I did invite her every weekend for the past 6 months, but she was always too busy or had to work late or had some emergency call. I said if I waited for her to make memories with Jake, we wouldn't have any. She got quiet for a long time. Then she asked if Jake was upset that she missed everything. I showed her the family drawing where she wasn't included. The next Saturday, Sarah turned off her phone and spent the entire day building a fort in the living room with Jake. She's been making an effort ever since to put her family first. Her work will always be there, but Jake's childhood won't wait.